Hey there guys, I'm back to another video. Today I'm here showcasing my Nintendo Switch collection. It's been about 2 years since I've actually updated it, December 2018. So might as well give you guys an update as to what new titles I have and give you guys my opinions on those new titles. So yeah, my Switch is mainly used just for like the Nintendo titles and for whichever games have like, you know, sort of like exclusivity or something like that. And also if there's like a game that I want to play, but I'm happen to be traveling before all COVID-19 happened. But normally I don't buy third-party Switch titles just because they are often the worst version out of the three if they're released on all three platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. The Switch version is always the worst, I find, just because it's just how it is. But without further ado, let's just go and get into the collection. First game I got here is 1-2 Switch. Bought this at launch because there was like no other games other than Zelda. And I knew that this game was going to be a fun title to play with my friends, and it honestly is. For $60 or $50, however much it is at retail price, it's a bit high, I'm going to be honest, but if you play it a lot and you play it at like family meetings or like different groups of people that you interact with, there's definitely like value to get out of this title. I think it's all right. I think it probably should have been packed in with the Switch in my opinion, but I guess they wanted to, say that, hey, this is like an actual like good Switch title and sort of like not pack it in with it. I'm not entirely sure, but this definitely feels like a pack-in title at the end of the day. Next game we got here is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Obviously, this is a game that pretty much everyone bought when it came out, and mainly also because of COVID-19, not mainly, but because of COVID-19 hitting around this time, this game came out at pretty much the perfect time. And in my opinion, it is definitely an improvement from New Leaf on all factors. But I'm not sure if it's just because I'm older or because I'm not all that interested in Animal Crossing anymore. But I didn't play this for as long as I thought I was going to. I thought that I was going to do like this, like sort of like play like every single day during the summer. But I don't know. At a certain point, it felt like a chore to go on and like do my daily things or like pick the fruit, check the stores, things like that. Yeah, I've honestly have not touched this game in like about 2, maybe 3 months. It has been a very, very long time since I've actually picked the game up and played it. But yeah, it is definitely a improvement from its predecessor, but I have not found myself to be as invested as I was when New Leaf came out. And New Leaf came out in like 2013, I believe. So yeah, it could be because I'm older or whatever the case may be, but this is still a pretty good Animal Crossing title. Next title we got here is Bayonetta 2, which includes Bayonetta 1 as a full download, by the way. So yeah, Bayonetta 2 is definitely one of my favorite Nintendo Wii U games of all time, and when it was getting ported to the Switch, I was very happy about it. My brother wanted to play it, so we were like, all right, we'll just get it on the Switch, and it comes with Bayonetta 1, so I personally have not replayed the Switch versions of, or the Switch version of Bayonetta 2. I have played a little bit of Bayonetta 1, because when I went to, what was the goddamn event I went earlier this year? I went to a Smash event earlier this year before COVID-19 happened. Genesis. I went to the Smash tournament Genesis, and I played a little bit of Bayonetta 1. Not a lot, maybe like 20, 30 minutes, but yeah, it's still Bayonetta. It's a hack and slash game, and if you're into those, this is definitely up your alley. If you haven't played it yet, it's on the Switch, so there's that. The next game I got here is Cooking Mama Cookstar. This is a game that I honestly did not expect myself buying, but because of the amount of drama and the amount of news that came out from this title. So if you guys don't know about this game situation, you could do some research, look it up yourself. But pretty much I believe the publishing company that Cooking Mama, like the Cooking Mama company licensed this like third-party studio to like do this title. I'm not sure if it'll come out here, but Planet Entertainment is the one that published the game, and Cooking Mama, or should I say Office Create? I believe Office Create and Cooking Mama are the same company, but pretty much they didn't like the game. They thought that it was really, really, really bad, and like it was like not up to like their standards, so they said you can't like release the game. But Planet Entertainment or whoever, they decided to release the game anyway, and it was on the eShop for a bit, and then it got taken down. And some people, like, the first thing that came out was that it was, like, cryptocurrency or something, like, really, like, strange that, like, happened. So, like, don't, like, play this game on your Switch or else it's going to be, like, crypto mining and things like that. But that was, like, completely false. It turns out that the game was literally just like released without the license holder's permission, and now there's like a whole lawsuit going on. I haven't heard anything since the initial lawsuit, so I don't know if that's been dropped or anything like that. But yeah, I talked about it on my podcast, the Travis and Damien podcast. We talked about it very in depth on whichever episode I'm putting on your screen right now. But yeah, the story was kind of crazy. So hopefully this doesn't happen again, because I honestly really just bought this game for collector value. And like, I'm not sure exactly how much this game is going for now, because Planet Entertainment, they definitely wanted to squeeze the most out of this game's sort of like profit, despite them like illegally distributing the game and selling it. They had like their own like website where you could buy the game, because they noticed that like eBay prices were like sky high, and like people really wanted this game, especially collectors like myself. So yeah, pretty much this game's a fiasco. I'm not sure if the game's down in price or whatever, but definitely check out my podcast episode and, you know, do some of your own research on this game, because it is very interesting. But there's that. Next game here is Dark Souls Remastered. I bought this game because it is the Dark Souls, you know, remaster of the first game. I've never played Dark Souls, and I bought it because my friend wanted someone else to play with him. So I bought it, and like, I've never opened it, and I never got around to actually playing it with them. I think it was because I was really focused on other things at the time. But yeah, Dark Souls Remastered, I haven't played it, but hopefully one day I will play it on stream and just like see myself die a lot, because that would be fun. Next game we got here is one that I've actually put a decent amount of time into, but I haven't finished it. Fire Emblem Three Houses. So I haven't gotten to like the super like major part of the game where like stuff starts to go crazy. It's not, I mean, that is kind of a spoiler, but like, I'm not saying exactly what happens, because like at this point, like when it comes to Fire Emblem games, I don't really I don't play it for the story mainly. I really play for the gameplay, and like Fire Emblem Awakening was like my introduction to the series, and I really enjoyed that game. And like, that game's story was also kind of like weird as well, but this game's story is a lot more easier to follow and very interesting. But the gameplay is still, you know, very much similar to since Fire Emblem Awakening. They've pretty much just been improving on the gameplay since that game, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's still like Fire Emblem. I'm not really too blown away by it like I was with Awakening, but it's still Fire Emblem. I'm enjoying the mechanics of like being a teacher and things like that. It is definitely very weird and strange how you just get thrown into this world, and now suddenly you're a teacher at this academy between three houses. And yeah, but the game is definitely pretty good, and I'm not surprised that a lot of people really fell in love with that game, because it is definitely one of the better Fire Emblem games of recent history. Next game we got here is Katamari Damacy Rerolled. I bought this game when it was initially a GameStop exclusive. So I wanted to buy this game at Best Buy, but I didn't know that it was a GameStop exclusive. So when I wanted to buy it, it was already sold out at GameStop online. And I didn't even want to like take my chances with like local GameStops, because I was like, that's probably not going to happen. So yeah, I played a little bit of this game. If you guys don't know what Katamari is, or Katamari Damacy, it's pretty much just a game where you play as like this alien creature, and you have this ball, or like you want to like roll up as many objects into a ball as possible, and sort of just like get as like the sort of like threshold of like the levels like score or whatever. I'm not like an expert on the series, obviously, because this is my first game in the series that I've actually played, and I've honestly enjoyed my time with it. It's not a lot, I'm gonna be honest, but it is a pretty fun game. I'm not sure if the price has gone down on this physical version, but it is available digitally on the eShop if you do want to buy it. But yeah, Katamari Damacy Rerolled. It's a remake of the first game on the PlayStation 2. Now it's on the Switch. Next game we got here is Kirby Star Allies. Kirby games are never like super like mind-blowing or like super amazing or anything like that, and this is pretty much like the peak of like super bland, like just normal Kirby, you know, platforming, things like that. It is called Star Allies, so you will be having allies with you, and I believe you are able to combine abilities and like different combos for like power-ups and things like that. And honestly, like I was very like the game was very underwhelming for me when I played it, and I think I still feel the same way. I know that there's been like a big update on the game since it came out. I haven't played it since they did that update. You know, they added like a bunch of different characters and different modes, I believe, and things like that. But personally, the game is just underwhelming. It's definitely the worst new Kirby title since like Return to Dreamland. So like when Return to Dreamland came out, all of the console Kirby games, or should I say the main series Kirby games on the Wii, the 3DS, and now the Switch, all of those games pretty much took what Return to Dreamland did and sort of like took like their own spin on it. So like with Kirby, what was it? The one before Planet Robobot, you had like that super suck ability, and then Planet Robobot, you had the mechs, which personally is still like my favorite Kirby game within like this new era. And now you have Star Allies, which wanted to do a lot of things with the allies and like combination of abilities and things like that, but it just didn't hit the mark for me, in my opinion. But there's that. Next game we got here is one that pretty much took everyone by surprise, is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This is a game created by Ubisoft, and they use the Mario license along with Rabbids to create this really kiddie version of a RTS game. And it works. I played this on my way to Genesis earlier this year. This is the main game that I played throughout my ride there, and it's pretty fun. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's not gonna blow you away, but it is definitely a very, very, very good introduction to this genre of games. And say what you will about the Rabbids, you know, like, everyone hates them. Like, no one really like loves them. I mean, there's probably some people that do, but personally, I'm not too crazy about them. But combining them with Mario and like in this universe where like Mario has like a gun and things like that, it works. I like it. It is definitely a very kid-friendly version of the RTS genre. I don't know why I can't talk. But yeah, this is a pretty good game, and this is definitely the most successful third-party game, but it's also because it has Mario attached to it. So there's that. Next game we got here, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U is definitely my favorite Mario Kart game because it is definitely the best in terms of mechanics and gameplay. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe pretty much takes all of the DLC from the Wii U game along with some extra things that they've added into this game and puts it on the Switch. And now this is my favorite Mario Kart game. If you guys don't know what Mario Kart is, you're pretty much kart racing as Mario and a bunch of different Nintendo characters thrown in here. You got, you know, Inklings, you got Animal Crossing characters, Link, Zelda, you know, like, it's a pretty good game. Like, if you haven't played Mario Kart before, this is definitely a pretty good start to get into the series because it's the best one, I'm gonna be honest. So next game we got here is Mario Tennis Aces. This was around the time when the Switch was still like trying to get like new titles and new games onto the system, and I was like, you know what, Mario Tennis Aces, let me go and see what this game's all about, because I played the demo of it, or like the playtest beta or whatever it's called, and I thought that it was pretty good. I'm gonna be honest, I really enjoyed my time with it. And then when I bought the full game, all of my friends were kicking my ass. First off, I was losing against all of my friends, but I was still having like a decent fun of a time. But the game is definitely very much like a sort of a fighting game where like you have to like, there's like ways to like counter your opponent, and then there's ways for them to counter you back, and like there's just like a lot of like sort of like strategy thrown into there. And I was just like, I don't know, man. Like, I was just not into it as much as I thought I was gonna be based off of the beta / demo that they put out, or the test fire or whatever they call it. But yeah, Mario Tennis Aces, it's probably not for everyone, definitely not for me, but it is. I could definitely recognize it as like a good game if you're like into it. Next game is a digital game. It is Mr. Shifty. This is a game that I bought digitally because I was like, I want to go and see what this game is all about. And it's a game where you play as a guy who like teleports a lot, and you have to get to the top of the tower to save someone. I'm pretty sure that's it, or whatever the story was. I forget. I did a full video on it if you guys want to go and check that out. But I think that the game itself is not bad, but it's not that great either on the Switch anyways, because performance-wise, the Switch, there's like a lot of frame drops, there's a lot of stuttering problems, things like that. I think on the PC, it's a lot better. But yeah, Mr. Shifty on the Switch, it's not good, but it's not bad either. That's all I'll say. Check out my full video once again. Next game I got here is a series that I really love, Overcooked. So Overcooked 2 on the Switch, I bought it because we were going to SmashCon that year. So I bought this for our sort of like little road trip. So when we got there, we could play this at the hotel. And we did play it for a little bit. It's literally just more Overcooked. And it is super duper fun. I really enjoy Overcooked. On the Switch, just keep this in mind. This is pretty much played almost all third-party titles that I have experienced. The game doesn't perform as well. I believe it runs at like 30 frames. The frame rate will sometimes dip and things like that, but if you could get past the performance issues, Overcooked 2 is definitely a really fun party game to play with your friends, and it's like easy to pick up and like play in and enjoy with like a wide variety of like people, you know, old, young, however the case may be. But yeah, Overcooked 2. Next game I got here is Ring Fit Adventure. This game was pretty much a surprise to me. Towards the end of last year, my friend was like, yo, you should get Ring Fit. And like, he knows that I go to the gym every once in a while, but I'm not like super duper active. I love running. I love going on the treadmill at the gym and like running. But I'm never like, you know, I don't like go to the gym every single goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not that kind of guy. But Ring Fit Adventure is really, really fun. It makes exercising fun, and like, you won't like get like super duper ripped or buff, but you will like sort of stay in shape if you sort of dedicate yourself to playing this game every day or every other day. So yeah, pretty much this is Nintendo's attempt to using the Switch at sort of making an exercising game. It's sort of akin to Wii Fit, but this game is actually like super fun and actually has a lot of character to it and a bunch of different colors. And this is a fun game. I will say that this game honestly blew me away with how much fun I was having. When I first played it, when we got to the hotel at Genesis, this was like the first time I like genuinely got to like play it. And yeah, it is awesome. Once I got back home to New York, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this game, and I did. I even have the box right over there. But yeah, Ring Fit Adventure, it is super duper dope. It is a really, really, really good game. If you're able to find a copy of it, because I know since COVID-19 has happened, this game has become really rare and obscure. Just because Nintendo has been having a hard time trying to keep supply of this game in demand, because a lot of people want to play this game while they are quarantined, or, you know, they don't want to go out or things like that, while the gyms are still closed, etc. Yeah, this game is really, really good. It's a good way to like sort of like stay in shape, get the blood flowing, but you won't like get like super jacked compared to like going to the gym and things like that. Next game we got here is Sonic Mania Plus. It's still sealed because I bought this on the PlayStation 4, and when they announced Sonic Mania Plus along with the physical edition coming out, I was like, which console do I get it for? And I was like, I'm gonna get it for the Switch. I probably should have bought both. I probably should have bought it on the PlayStation 4 and the Switch, but I just decided to buy it just for the Switch because this is Sonic Mania Plus, and it is a enhanced version of Sonic Mania with 2 new characters, Mighty and Ray. And yeah, it comes with like a art book and other things like that. But yeah, Sonic Mania, this is my favorite Sonic game of all time. This is super, super good. I am not a huge Genesis fan. I don't know if you guys could tell by my voice, but I'm not that old. I'm like 21. I'm going to turn 22 later this year, so I'm pretty young. And I did not grow up with the Genesis titles. But this game is awesome. It's super, super good. If you haven't played it, play it. If you're a Sonic fan, if you haven't played it, what are you doing? Please play this game. It is really, really good. Next game we got here is Splatoon 2. I never played the first Splatoon game. I played a little bit of it with like, actually, I just lied there. I never played Splatoon on my own. I played it with like other friends and things like that at like their house, but like very, very, very briefly. But like I could tell that like this game was like really, really good. So when they announced that Splatoon 2 was announced for the Switch, I was like, all right, this is going to be like my intro to the Splatoon series, and the game's awesome. I really, really like this game. I haven't played it since it came out, unfortunately, just because the main aspect of this game is like playing online and like having fun with that. But I was like super tryhard when the game initially came out, and I was like playing a lot of it on stream. I was having a pretty good amount of fun with it, I'm gonna be honest. But I do have problems with it in terms of like how Nintendo does like the matchmaking and things like that, like how like every couple of hours they like rotate the game modes and things like that, and I'm just like, I really honestly don't like that. And some of the game modes I like, and some of them I like more and things like that. So I wish that they just had like dedicated like playlists where you could, you know, pick that I want to play Turf War, I want to play this, I want to play that, but like you gotta like, you know, pick and choose during like which time slots you can play, and like it just feels like super restricting, and like there's not a lot of freedom in terms of the online aspect. But the single player stuff, you know, it's there, you could play it. But yeah, the main thing you will probably be playing this for like the most is definitely the online, and it's pretty fun, I'm gonna be honest, but I haven't played it since it launched, so yeah, there's that. Next game we got here is Super Mario Odyssey. This is definitely my favorite Mario game so far. The amount of movement and the amount of abilities, or like the Cappy ability is very creative and very nice, and I really like it. The worlds that you get to explore in this game are super dope. And the movement Mario has, like I said, is really, really awesome. And the graphics for this game is like really, really good for the Switch. And I just love this game, like in general. Like when I was playing this game when it came out, I was like in love with it. I had so much fun playing it. I was honestly going to go for all of the moons, and then I didn't because I guess I just lost motivation to do it. But there have been a lot of people that have done it, and I don't blame them. And the secret world that you unlock, it is a throwback. I'm not going to spoil it just in case if you don't know what it is, but it is a throwback, and it is super awesome, and I really like that world. But yeah, Super Mario Odyssey, it is a really, really dope 3D Mario game. All right, next thing we got here is another Mario adventure, but it is not a traditional Mario adventure. It is Super Mario Party. So this game is the sort of quote-unquote return to the Mario Party form. It is ditching the whole sort of like a Kart where you guys are all together from like Mario Party, what was it, 9? Mario Party 9 onward that they kept that. And now for Super Mario Party, they are changing it up. But the problem with this game is that the boards are like way too small, and they're really, really linear. Like there's not a lot of like alternate paths and like crazy things that happen on the board to like keep it interesting. But yeah, I'm hoping that with Super Mario Party 2, they improve a lot on the mechanics and like what this game did right and what it did wrong. And there's like a lot of different modes in this game as well that are like kind of bad, I'm going to be honest. So like you have the traditional Mario Party mode, and then you have the mini game mode, and then you have some sort of tabletop mode, and then there's like this music mode and like other things like that. Like honestly, for Super Mario Party 2, just focus on really good boards in the traditional Mario Party mode. That's all I ask. But if they want to do that other stuff, fine, but just make sure that the main Mario Party mode works and is really, really good, please, because Hudson did such a good job with the N64 era and even on the GameCube that playing the new ones and seeing on how badly they are. And this one is definitely a step in the right direction, but it's not just there yet. That's all I'll say. So hopefully with the sequel of this game, they improve on it. Next game I got here is an indie game that I really, really, really like. It is Super Meat Boy. This is definitely a game that I played on the Xbox Live Arcade, and I really, really liked it because I'm a huge platforming guy, and the levels in this game are definitely hard, and I really only bought this game on the Switch because it is a physical version of the game, so I want a physical version of Super Meat Boy because I love the game so much. And yeah, that's pretty much why I have it. But yeah, Super Meat Boy is it's a super fun platformer. If you haven't played it yet, please do so. Next thing we got here is the iconic Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This is the biggest Smash Bros. Game in terms of roster. Pretty much every single character that has been in a Smash Bros. Game previously is now in this one, and then some. They have added new characters, new stages, new things. You know, this is literally the ultimate version of Smash Bros. Like there is almost everything that Sakurai has done for every single Smash game is pretty much in here in like the most refined way possible. And I really, really like it. I don't play it a lot these days, but when I do, you know, it's usually with friends and just, you know, just a good time all around. The amount of characters in this game you could play and things like that, like super fun, like Smash Brothers. What else can I really say? Yoshi's Crafted World. This is a game that I was honestly super duper excited for when it was initially coming out, and when I finally played it, it's kind of disappointed, gonna be honest. The whole thing where you get to go into the foreground of the level is just another way for them to be like, oh, you could replay the level, but like with this twist where you go backwards and you're in the foreground and not in the front ground or whatever that means. But yeah, it's good, but it's not like better than Woolly World in my opinion. But I still think that the game is a pretty good platformer, and I think that they should still try to make more Yoshi platforming games, because I think that those games as like a subgenre for the Mario or as a sub-series to Mario is like pretty good. I really do like this game in a way that like it's not as good as Woolly World, but I still like it. So hopefully that makes sense. I know my rambling sometimes doesn't make sense, but yeah, it is still a fun Yoshi adventure, but it is not what I really expected and what was really advertised to me leading up to the release. Last two games here are Zelda games, so I'll just go and get these out of the way. Zelda Breath of the Wild. People love this game. Personally, I have yet to finish it. I can see why a lot of people like it. This is a true open world Zelda game where you could do whatever the hell you want, do the dungeons in whichever order you want, things like that. I haven't finished it. It's a really, really long game. I've had it since launch, but I just haven't had the motivation to really sit down and play it. One thing I've noticed is that I'm not a big fan of 3D Zelda games. And I don't think I'm a big fan of Zelda games in general. If you guys want to know, my favorite Zelda game is A Link Between Worlds, the one on the 3DS. That game is super fun, and I really, really, really like that game. But I don't know, 3D Zelda games never really stuck with me. And I've always had a hard time like finishing them and like having like a really good time with them. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I started with a Skyward Sword. Maybe that's it. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, Zelda Breath of the Wild. I see that this is a great game. I can see why a lot of people love it. Personally, I am just not one of those people because I haven't finished it yet, and I'm just not really that big on 3D Zelda. A game that I thought that I was going to really, really like was Link's Awakening. This is pretty much just a remake of the original Game Boy game, but now on the Switch, that priced at $60, which was very weird. But yeah, $60, Link's Awakening. What do I think of it? The game looks beautiful. I really do like the art style that this game went with. The very cute, sort of like chibi, sort of like Link. I really, really, really like that. And so much so I did buy the amiibo. I do have this in my collection. But yeah, Link's Awakening. I haven't finished it. I think I'm like halfway through the game, but I haven't like picked it up since. But yeah, it is a remake of the Game Boy game. They made a lot of improvements to it since there are more buttons on the Switch compared to the Game Boy. And it is pretty fun. I really, really, really like it. I haven't finished it yet though, so I can't really say if I should recommend it or things like that. But from what I played of it, it is pretty fun. So I did get my enjoyment out of it. Not for the full $60 price that I paid for, but I did get some fun out of it. I will say that. And that is my entire Nintendo Switch collection. I hope that this video was enjoyable for you guys. If you guys liked it, please give it a like. If you guys want more videos like this, subscribe. I put new videos up on Saturdays. You can follow me on social media, Facebook and Twitter. You could check out my podcast, like I said earlier, the Travis and Damien podcast over at anchor.fm/Travis Damien podcast. Check out my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/TV Gaming. I try to stream there at least once a week, every week. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos. Game on, gamers.